but here's why. So I love that Pam just is willing to put it all out there, willing to help people, and she's ridiculously generous.
Yeah.
She can fix anything in the world.
I love
if
it.
something goes wrong, she can fix it. And I mean, like, like if the wine goes bad or the wine goes, she can fix it.
Yeah.
She is just really, really gifted, and she brings all kinds of experience with her and has a dream and a vision for how she wants her wines to be, and is uncompromising about it. We will not release a wine if we don't like it.
That's awesome.
And I feel really good about that. So she is my hero, and she does amazing work, and it's easy for me to be able to talk about the wines because they're just all so beautiful to
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah, I mean, what you just saying with the accident. I mean, she fixed that one.
She fixed it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have just threw all of it away.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
She's like, damn that. Nah, we about to throw some of this together and just make an entire different wine.
Exactly. Exactly. Let me tell you a really quick story. When Pam actually started making our wines when we were down in Napa, Sonoma, and we brought up, when we moved up here to Washington, we brought up with us 300 cases and 19 barrels of wine from California.
Holy crap.
Way too much for two people to drink.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I suppose we should probably open a tasting room at this point, because we got to sell this stuff.
Yeah.
So we brought up with us a 13, 14, 15 Sonoma Syrah, all multiple award winners.
Yeah.
The very first Syrah that she did here in Washington, to be really candid with you, she hated. Oh my God. Hated it. Now, the truth is, it's the same grade.
Yeah.
The biggest difference is, of course, the soil. And her palate wasn't used to Washington Syrahs, but seriously, she was thinking about literally turning the barrels upside down and dumping the wine. I'm like, no, you can't do that. So she got this wild hair, and she went out to Woodinville Whiskey and bought whiskey and bourbon barrels and filled them with this Syrah, and it has become a namesake for us. Fool's Gold is now a bourbon and whiskey barrel Syrah that we make. We're sold out of it right now, but we'll have more in the next year.
Yeah.
And people come far and wide to drink and taste Fool's Gold bourbon or whiskey Syrah. There's no bourbon or whiskey in it, but she saved the day by putting it in a different barrel, and it is incredible and totally different than anything you'd ever taste.
Holy crap. She is good.
She's gifted. Go, Pam!
All right. What do you find to be the hardest part of owning a wine company? Both of you, matter of fact.
Yeah, balance. I still have my full-time day job and then run the business side and the tasting room. And Pam, she could be here 8 days a week if go take a day off.
Yeah.
Finding balance. A lot of our friends don't own businesses, and so they're off doing all sorts of really fun stuff, and we often can't go because we've got to run the business.
Yeah.
So finding a balance is important to be able to care for ourselves and make sure that we don't burn out. And that's something that we focus on all the time.
Yeah. I mean, that just makes sense. You got to be able to balance.
Yeah. If
Period.
you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your guests.
Not at all. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, I do understand that. All right, listeners, we're going to come back after this last song. We're going to talk with Miss Julie, let her finish up. I've asked her all the questions I need to ask her, but now she's just going to let her just freestyle after I play this little bit of funk and groove for you guys. We're going to be funking and grooving in cocktail hour, and then we're going to let her talk about some of the different type of wines that we've been tasting on today as well, and we're going to let her, self-promote, market, whatever she wants to do. We'll be right back. Thank you guys for listening to Weddings, Music, and Wine. It's all about the funk right now, so let's get into a little bit of funky cocktail hour music. Let's go.
Are you ready? This is DJ the most interesting DJ in the world.
Hey! What kind of music?
The only music worth being called music. I'm talking about the funk.
This is DJ Nuu, the most interesting DJ in the world.
Welcome back to Weddings, Music, and Wine with Nuu. Streaming on Spreaker.com, streaming live on Spreaker.com, available on all major streaming services, including iHeartRadio, Spotify, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Deezer, JioSaven, and Google Podcasts. Sponsored in part by The Den, ENT, because you can find everything you need in the den. My mom always used to tell me, you can find it in the den, baby. Go in the den. I'm pretty sure it's in the den. The remote is in the den. You can find everything in the den. So I hope you like that funk in your soul cocktail hour instrumental that just played. I'm talking about the funk. I love my funk. I mean, it reminds me of the 70s, 80s, all 90s when mom used to put it on the records and stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. I can keep on going. But I also want to thank everybody for listening in, because right now we're live on location in Woodinville, Washington, here at Address Wines with Miss Julie Boris. I just like saying her name because her name is like connected to the actual name of the wine place as well. So, man, I'm just loving just spending my time here with her. So, Miss Julie, we're going to just finish up with you for this evening. So, what am I drinking on? You guys know I drink wine on every show. So I'm drinking wine right now. What wine am I drinking right now, Miss Julie?
Yeah, right now you are drinking a beautiful GSM blend. So, GSM stands for the three grapes that constitute that wine: Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, which is a French grape.
Okay.
There's not much of it in Washington, only because Mourvedre doesn't grow very much in Washington. So if a winemaker is going to make a GSM, they got to go source all three grapes. Then they can make it.
Yeah.
Once they source the grapes, it's up to the winemaker to decide what % of each of those three grapes. Many, many winemakers in Washington will make their GSMs Syrah predominant, but Pam makes hers Grenache predominant. So you might notice lots of beautiful lighter red fruit.
Yep.
Things like cranberry, raspberry, cherry, pomegranate. The Syrah will bring it back in your palate, and I like to say coat your mouth in yumminess.
Yeah.
And you might pick up the Mourvedre at the very back end, a little black pepper.
I taste the pepper.
You got it,
yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
And so it makes this my most food-friendly wine. It's really a beautiful, beautiful wine.
Really, really. What I say? Hella tasty?
Hella tasty.
Hella tasty. Really good. What else we got right here, Miss?
Yeah, so I brought a couple of our cabs. Pam is really well known for the cabs that she makes. So how about first pour? Our Riveter Red. So we make Riveter Red every single year. It's a tribute to the women in the World War II effort, like Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah.
The woman who is on the label was originally named Wendy the Welder. She was part of that series of women from the World War II effort to help keep our country going.
Yeah.
The original version of this label is Wendy the Welder holding a big pair of tongs with a cheese sandwich on the end, and she's a welder, so she's got a blowtorch, and she's toasting her sandwich. So we took the picture and gave it to a graphic artist who then put the sandwich in her lap, a glass of wine in her hand, and she's actually holding her own bottle with her own label.
Nice.
Which, if you know anything about this is known as the Drozdy effect.
Yes.
When you have an image within an image. And
within the image, and then it's the same thing. Just keeps on going.
The Drozdy effect. So Riveter Red is a Red Mountain Cab blend. We make it every single year. It always wins multiple awards.
Nice.
I love this 18 because every once in a while I pop open a bottle and I can smell and taste Jolly Rancher Cherry. Tell me what you get.
No freaking way.
Tell me what you get.
Jolly Rancher Cherry. She said Jolly Rancher Cherry, India.
What? What is that, they say?
Oh
American,
my God!
isn't
You
that
are
beautiful?
freaking kidding me!
I know.
Yes, it is.
I know.
Holy
Isn't that
hell,
crazy?
that is Jolly. Yeah, that is Jolly Rancher. I love Jolly Rancher.
I love Jolly Rancher Cherry especially. Yeah, it's yummy.
Oh, what else we got, Miss Julie?
All right, the last one that I brought over here is a really beautiful 100% cab. Pam actually made this for me. These are my initials, our JB cab.
Oh, nice.
So the story behind this is Pam knows that I love cabs. And, you know, she comes here every day. The production is just on the other side of that wall. She comes here every day and does her magic, talking to the barrels and doing all her magic that she does.
Like people talk to the plants, she talks to the barrels.
She talks to the barrels.
That's
she plays
awesome.
music to the barrels. You know, she won't even go back there and touch the barrels if she's not in a good mood. Because we believe that that really has an effect on the wine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
So she knows I love cab, and there was a period back in, you know, a couple years ago where she would bring home these little plastic vials and say, "Here, taste this. What do you think?" And I would taste them, and sometimes I'll be like, "Yeah," and other times I'd be like, "Oh yeah." Well, apparently she brought home one of these vials. I didn't know what she was doing. Brought home one of these vials, and apparently I really, really loved it. Like, oh my god, that's good.
Yeah.
So she came back. Unbeknownst to me, she wanted to make a cab for me. So she made the blend. She made the label with my initials on it,
That's
and
so
then
cool.
several months later, she came home and she brought home the bottle after she'd finished.
Did
and
she?
said,
Yeah.
"I
She
made wine for
presented
you."
it to you,
and of course I'm like, "Wow!" I'm the crying baby on Sofa King Tragic. So I have my own wine with my label on it.
That's so cool.
It's beautiful. It's 100% cab, and it's tough to do a good 100% cab because it's kind of a big
taste
tannic,
that one.
can be really bitey grape. And typically, whenever I pour this, all I ever say is, "This is not going to suck."
Well, you said that, so I'm going to believe you. And that doesn't suck, people. That's really good.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
Pam's a gifted winemaker.
Yeah, taste that. Yes, that is awesome.
Yeah. So we do
Good
ports.
job. She is.
She's
she's
really
amazing,
good,
yeah.
really creative. We have sold out, but we have coming back in the next year a port that was finished in a whiskey barrel, so she loves to experiment. We do whites and rosés. All of our whites have sold out already. I've got a couple of the rosés still left. Got 8 new wines coming out in July.
Nice.
Keep
just, promoting. Keep on going.
Absolutely. Lots of really beautiful, beautiful wines. If you've never come to the tasting room, please come and visit or order online at www.addresswines.wine. We ship all over the country. Just know that if you live in a really, really warm area, I'm going to sit on it till it cools down where you are until it's about 75 degrees. So maybe wait till fall when it gets cooler.
Yeah.
If you're local, I can ship for sure. Or come into the tasting room. It's a great experience and tons of education. We've got a little bit of food and it's a great place to be. Hopefully you guys are sitting in the living room, or I should now call this the den.
The
I
den.
love what
Hey,
you just said.
see?
Yeah. So it's a cool place, and we're really happy to be here.
So you can coin that now. You can coin this place.
This could be the den.
This the den.
Yeah, it was
you can
called
find
the living
everything
room,
you need
but I
in
think
it.
I like the den.
Yes, you can find everything you need in the den.
Yeah, I like that. Especially you guys. Thanks for coming.
Yes, of course. I'm
for
glad to be here. I love doing this show because I get to meet like awesome people like you guys. So I mean, like I said, my last show, I met people, but they was a bunch of just randos, and then.
Well, I'm happy to not be a rando.
No, you are not a rando because you educate me. They didn't educate me. It was just a lot of fun, but this is fun and is educating.
Great. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love. So, yeah, Miss Julie, Boris, Address Wines, Woodinville, Washington, wine country. We're in the industrial area, right?
We are, yeah. One of the several wine districts in the Woodinville area. This warehouse district has the highest concentration of wineries anywhere in the United States. You can park your car, and you couldn't even get to all the wineries in 5 or 6 days. There's so many wineries here.
Crazy. We was literally talking about that too. It's like, man, I think it's like a freaking wine place.
It's crazy.
Over here.